People are still being greedy when they say all lives matter to try to discount black lives. Black lives matter because you are trying to discount it. Don't discount the black life. Open your arms and accept that person because that person is a reflection of you. If you look in the mirror and you look at your image and you look at a black person, he is your image. Forget the color. Color was man-made. A life is, like I said, from a higher power. And humans come from that higher power. And that higher power claims that he created all humans equal. If he created all humans equal, color does not exist with humans. Color does not exist with humans. The only thing exists with humans is the equality of a human. I'm a man just like a person of a lighter color is a man. I'm just a darker color, but I'm still a man. You're a woman. You're a lighter color than this darker woman, but y'all are still women. Color does not add a difference to human beings. You can have sex with a black woman. A white man can have sex with a black woman and come out with a big mixed baby, come out with a light baby. But a human cannot have sex with any other species than a human. That should already tell you that it's only one creed of human, and that's the human race. We gotta respect our people, man. Everybody is out here is related. White people are related to black people. White people have the same blood black people have. This is why Black Lives Matter, and you must discontinue the brainwashing mindset and start accepting your brothers and your sisters of color. Black Lives Matter!
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 Black Lives Matter! If all lives matter, then you will discontinue saying all lives matter and appreciate and accept that black lives matter more because they've been deprived. We've been held down. And until all black lives matter, no lives will matter. Because you're rejecting your human. Stop the rejecting of your other side of your human and start accepting it. We love you. So I'm gonna keep this mic open for a little bit more if somebody else wanna talk, and then I'm gonna head out.
I wanna talk.
What's up? I flew out here from Utah to support you yesterday.
Woo!
And I want to say this. I want to do a few chants. First, let's do no justice.
No justice.
I can't hear you. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
When I say stand up, you say fight back. Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up.
Fight back.
When I say stand up, you say fight back. Stand up.
Fight back.
Stand up.
Fight back.
That's correct. Whose streets are these?
Our streets.
I cannot hear you. Whose streets are these?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Now I hear someone over here saying all lives matter. When we said Black Lives Matter, we never said that all lives matter more or the most. We said that all lives matter because they do. And this country has never recognized that fact. We are policed and pulled over at 11 times the rate of white people. We are given higher sentences for lesser crimes. Our children because of the color of our skin. Is this okay? No. Is this okay?
No.
We're going to stand up today.
Yes.
We are going to stand up today. So when we say Black Lives Matter, do not disagree. Let me tell you why ignorant people disagree when they hear that. White people have always been the default choice. They label us as African Americans, as Indigenous Americans, as Latinx Americans. But the moment you call them Caucasian Americans, they have a problem with it. They are the default choice. If you respond with anything else than agreement when someone says Black Lives Matter, you own that problem. You own the problem. Just admit that you are a racist and keep it moving. Am I correct?
Correct.
I'm 100% correct. Now I just wanted to tell Portland one thing that I'm pushing for over here. Does anyone know about the Justice and Policing Act? Raise your hand if you know about the Justice and Policing Act. See, that's what I wanted to get to Mike about. All right. There is a bill in Washington, D.C. It's called the Justice and Policing Act. It reforms qualified immunity. That means that when the police shoot us, we can sue them. Do we want to be able to sue the police?
Yes.
Yes.
It creates a national police misconduct database. Because should we know when the police are breaking the law?
Yes.
Yes. It also creates independent civilian oversight of police because police should not be allowed to investigate their own crimes and find themselves innocent. Can I get a round of applause for that? Hell yeah. It regulates body cam footage because if the police kill us or one of our loved ones, do we deserve that body cam footage?
Yeah.
Who paid for that body cam footage?
We did.
We paid for that body cam footage. Who owns that body cam footage?
We do.
Correct. It ties the funding to police departments according to their own performance. Because police in this country do not do shit. When we are raped, do they find our rapists?
No.
No, and if they do, they are loose on the street, sitting on a sex offender registry. When we call the police for a robbery, do they solve that robbery?
No.
No, absolutely not. When our black and brown children go missing, do the police find them?
No.
No, they don't. There are over 64,000 missing black women and children in this country. The police do not do shit. And if they don't want to do shit, then they shouldn't get paid for not doing shit. Am I correct? It regulates de-escalation training. It requires that all police go through implicit bias training. It requires that all police go through diversity training. When I read the Justice and Policing Act, I started crying. Now, what you don't know is the Justice and Policing Act just passed the Senate, the House of Representatives, okay? Round of applause for that. And now it has to go to the Republicans. So don't boo me for this. But I met with Republican Senator Mike Lee on Fox News. He said he is going to help us pass a police reform bill in Washington. So what I need is for you to know the legislators. You call them and tell their ears bleed. And you tell them we need a police reform bill now. When do we need a police reform bill?
Now.
When do we need a police reform bill?
Now.
Now, not yesterday. Not yesterday, because I've been in this for 7 years. I protested in Ferguson twice. And I saw pain in Ferguson. And then I protested in Minneapolis. And I saw anger. In Minneapolis. And then I protested here in Portland. And I saw one of the most beautiful shows of unity that I've ever seen in my life. else a round of applause for that. Woo! Guys, that's sweet. All right. But guess what? 7 years ago, I watched Eric Garner get choked to death on film. He said, I can't
why you
breathe.
got that shit on his head? You said,
And guess what happened? We had a lot of protests.
man, you going
We had a lot of protests for Mike Brown. We had a lot of protests for Tamir Rice and Sandra Bland and Freddie Gray. We always come out and protest. And then people go back home. People go back home. And we're here 6 years later watching George Floyd be choked to death on film saying, I can't breathe. And I'm telling you, we can protest every day. Now we're blue in the face. But if we don't get police reform, then it was all for nothing. We have to reform the system. Are we going to reform the system this time?
Yes.
Woo! And we have no justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
You're a beautiful city, Portland. Utah says hello. Thanks for having us.
yay!
How you guys doing tonight? You doing all right? Yep. Hello, and thank you so very much for having me. My name is Keisha Thomas. I flew in here last night. We got to cup it. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to say something. I'm going to say forward together. I want you guys to say not one step back. Forward together.
Not one step back.
Oh my gosh, I can't hear you. Forward together.
Not one step back.
You know exactly what that means. As we make a mark in the sand, we go forward together. Not
One step back.
forward together.
Not one step back.
Never!
Never.
Never.
I came in here from Houston, Texas. I flew in last night.
Never!
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay!
I saw an injustice happening here in Portland. It was bigger than Black Lives Matter. It was about the Constitution. It was about Donald Trump tromping on our faces. And I said, you know what? We got to stop this shit for right now. We're going to make a line in the sand right fucking now. And I got on the plane. My girl called me out. Give it out to my girls right here. They called me out. They said, you know what? I said, you know what? You got the hotel. Let's go.
Yay!
And a lot of people said we're late to the party, right? The feds are gone. It's not about the feds. It's not about the feds. So right now, the party's over. It's not sexy anymore. There's no more press. But the battle is still here. It's still a battleground. Portland is 5% black, but you guys say, you know what, Black Lives Matter. Everywhere I went today, Black Lives Matter. Driving down the highway to the dollar store, Black Lives Matter. Like, you guys get it, and I love it. It was powerful and impactful. Coming from Houston, Texas, where we're black in Houston. Portland is more about the Black Lives. I love it. I absolutely love it. But there's something I want to kick up from you guys.
Go ahead.
I have been an activist for a lot longer than some of you guys have been alive. I'm 42 years old. 42 years young. And our thing is this. I have marched. You got to understand, I come from Texas. I was there on Sandra Bland. Sandra Bland, I was down there in Texas where we were marching for her in her life.
Right.
There were people down there that sat there. Let me not take the credit for the people that sat at that courthouse every single day until they got an answer. That was the activists in Houston, Texas that stood there and said, you know what, we want answers for Sandra Bland. But this is the thing that happens. You got to understand. Do you know what an activist is? Do you guys know what an activist is? We're not about just coming out here and making signs and going down the street. We are change makers.
Change!
So how do we make change? Action, exactly. So it's sexy to march. See, this is why I know you motherfuckers are real. Because there's no cameras around. There's no CNN. There's no Gestapo here, but you guys are here. You were here before they came, you will be here after, and you'll be here marching for Black Lives Matter. That's why I respect you guys. When Sandra Bland happened, when Ferguson happened, when everything happened, what people do is we march, we get mad, we loot, we burn, and then we stop. We don't follow through with the voting. We don't follow through with the better sheriff. We don't follow through with the better mayor. So what happens is that same corruption keeps happening over and over and over again. But see, the best horrible thing that happened with Trump becoming president, we saw the bullshit.
Period.
We saw the horror that could happen when you have a monster. See, I grew up on watching Skeletor. He was the villain. Skeletor's not supposed to be in the White House. He-Man is supposed to be in the White House, but we got Skeletor. But we can vote Skeletor out. But what we have to do is remember, as we march, as we do days of action, as we keep going, we have to remember that we have to get these people out of office, out of power. So I'm going to quickly talk. Can I? Is it okay? Do I still have the crowd?
Yeah. Go ahead! Go ahead!
Together?
Yeah!
Step back.
Forward together, not one step back. Forward together.
Not one step back.
Yes!
Perfect. Now I know I have the crowd.
Yeah.
Now I know you guys are listening. So you have to understand, when you have somebody like Trump in office that's telling you, oh, we don't want niggas living next to us. We don't want the poor living next to us. And to say it so brazenly, to say it with so much hate. See, you guys understand, it's not just about black lives, it's about black lives, it's about brown lives, it's about women's lives, it's about the right to everything that we have. That's what the equality for it all. And Portland is standing strong, and I love Portland for it. But Portland, I want you guys to be the example. To not just sit here and fight and burn down or fight against and blah, blah, blah. I want you guys to register more people to vote. I want you guys in there. Oh, November coming? Motherfucker, you getting out of office. That's what you're doing today.
Yeah!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah!
You gotta make voting
Yeah!
cool. You gotta make not just the protest sexy, not just coming down here and kicking back the cans of spray that it comes. You gotta say, okay, I'm gonna stand here and look corny as I do in a line to get ready to vote. But we're voting these people out of office that are not effective to us.
Yes!
That's the way that you have Black Lives Matter. You understand? The Tea Party was a parasite. Because it was all cool when they were talking about Obama. It's all cool when they were talking about his birth certificate. But what happened is a parasite will take over the host. And they took over the Republican Party. Right? So now they can't control it. Nobody ever asked you, are you a Republican or a Democrat? They say, are you a Democrat or a Trump supporter? That's how bad it's gotten. Am I lying?
No.
You guys tell me the truth up here. Don't let me lie
Talk
on
your
this
shit,
microphone.
sister!
Don't let me lie on this microphone today.
Talk your shit!
We gotta take our democracy back. The audacity for this guy to even suggest that he can change the voting day? This is not China. This is the United States of America. Folks today, because you guys are the true ones, the ones that want the attention. Yeah, they'll burn that motherfucker down, but see, the news will say it's niggas and whatnot. Nope. But you guys are all out here in the middle of the night with no CNN, no TVs, no nothing, but because you believe and you keep the flame going, and that's why I respect y'all. So from Houston, Texas, to Portland, Oregon, with respect.
Thank you.
We about to leave?
Thank you very much.
Hello. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. Okay. Okay. I have a question.
I love
for
you,
guys.
sister!
How many? I want you guys to raise your hand if you've ever heard of Khalif Browder. There's like not a lot of you guys that that know about him. And that really breaks my fucking heart. But I'm going to educate you a little bit. He has a documentary on Netflix. It's called Time, and I challenge each and every one of you guys to go watch it if you have not seen it. If you truly want to educate yourself about the justice system and how fucked up it really is. Okay? Khalif Browder was a young 16-year-old black man in New York, accused of stealing a backpack. Okay? They sent him to Rikers Island for 3 years. Okay? 2 of these years were spent in solitary confinement, where he was beaten, tortured, starved. All kinds of things happened to him. He tried to commit suicide because of all the things that was happening to him, everything that was going on in his head. So he sat in Rikers Island for 3 years without a conviction. And after 3 years, a little after 3 years, they kicked him out one night and said, okay, we're done with you. In those 3 years, they put his trial off like 30 times, I believe it was. They said, oh, the DA is on vacation. The DA is not ready. We don't have enough information. The victim isn't cooperating. The victim changed his story 4 fucking times while this young man is sitting in fucking Rikers Island at 16 years old. Are you kidding me? And they kept telling him, oh, you can take this plea deal, or we can take it to trial. He said, I'm not taking your fucking plea deal because I didn't do it. And I'm not going to take your plea deal just so I can go home and have this on my record for the rest of my fucking life. You know what that could be as a black man with that kind of fucking charge on your record. So, you know, and a lot of people do it. They stick with it and they take a plea deal. And it's not fair. And a lot of them are people of color and underrepresented. And that's how fucked up our justice system is. Imagine how many people that are going through it right now in these fucking buildings right here. That they're telling you, oh, you can have this plea deal. The plea deal needs to be changed regardless. So Khalif, when he had got out, he was trying to change his life. You know, Jay-Z was helping him, Rosie O'Donnell was helping him. A lot of people were helping him, but he couldn't take it in his head anymore. He couldn't take it with all that trauma and PTSD that he went through, so he ended up killing himself. Okay? As a mother of 3 mixed young kings, I'll say, it scares me because you never know how many Khalifs are out here walking around. You don't know how many other times this has happened to other people, and it's time to change. It's time to change this justice system that wasn't built for anybody but white people. That was built by the fucking white man. Okay? So this has been on my heart a lot. I'm doing my own little research on it because I want to change this justice system. If you guys want to change the justice system, I want to see you raise your hand. Please,
Amen.
please, let's change this justice system for our people and for my babies and for other people's babies, because I refuse to let any of this happen to my kids. Okay? I can sit here and tell my kids all I want to. You know, knowledge is power. You need to go to school. You need to get your education. You need to do this. You need to do that. But one day, it might not fucking matter because of the color of their skin. They might say, oh, this kid fits the description. Let's go put our fucking knee on their neck. Okay? I refuse to let that happen with my kids or anybody else's babies. I don't care who it is. What was I going to say? I'm kind of choked. Like, yeah. So,
Take your time.
you know, another thing I would like to talk about is if you guys don't think that segregation isn't in schools anymore, let's think different, because there is. I'm born and raised in North Portland, St. John's. 36 fucking years I've been in the North my whole life. And there's still segregation. We got one school, Astor, it's predominantly white. You go down here to the north, to the Villa, it's predominantly black. But you go over here to my son's middle school, George Middle School, okay? It's a bunch of kids there. It's a mixed school of different kind of races, but it's all kids that are living, you know, low income children. And this is where I say segregation is still around. And if you also watch the documentary on Netflix called Teach Us All, it's about the Little Rock Nine, you can see that segregation is still in this school, and we need to start fighting to get this shit out of here, and for better education also for our kids. Because I think better education for our children is also also going to help change this justice system that we're fucking fighting. This justice system needs to be changed. And if you go watch this Khalif Browder story on Netflix, you will be just as enraged as I am. And you'll be just fighting just as hard as I am to try to change this shit. So again, tonight, I challenge you guys to go watch that story. It's called Time on Netflix. Okay, thank you. My name's Jennifer.
Thank you.
Hey, we gonna take this movement to the Justice Center. And I got another speaker. We gonna go over to the Justice Center, y'all. Black Lives Matter.
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 Same thing.
Just walk.
Same thing.
Just walk.
Same thing.
Just
What's her name? What's her name?
What's her name?
I saw this wagon thing last night.
Oh, yeah. The wagon of pins.
I have a thing for buttons. It kind of stood out to me.
My niece collects buttons too. All the different buttons.
Trump hates me. Oh, he definitely does.
Hey, buddy. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. Good. It feels weird here tonight, huh?
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm jetting out, honestly, because I don't want to feel... it feels vulnerable, is what it is. Like, we don't have the same security. Like, there's just this team right here to stop people this way. There's nobody over here. There's nobody up this street.
Yeah. I just got a couple.
I got a truck trying to run through earlier. Yeah. Okay, be safe then.
Green?
So I'm kind of curious how they got the lights up there.
The green.
Oh,
Boom, church and green.
that wasn't the fence, was it? I seriously doubt it.
They actually look like the same ones that were over.
Yeah, but they don't have the generators under them, or at least not big.
I think they do, but they have fencing up there that's blocking the reflection too.
Yeah. Like I see it says welcome underneath. So. I'm like,
Get your fucking head up.
Black Lives Matter.
Get your motherfucking head up.
Black Lives which one she's.
Outhouse. Okay, that was raw. Pull the mask on and get a mouthful of.
I'm gonna kill this stream. I'll be back in a minute.